The battle for that bucket.
Three-point shot, left corner doesn't go. Ricks, offensive rebound, putback is up and good. Hope began his career at Tulane, then he's seasoned at Nevada over in Reno. Had a great season for Texas State. Will be all-league performer, some level, when it's all said and done.
Oh, definitely so. I mean, he's had a great year for Texas State and a big time.
Into the left corner, Brown. JMU taking some time here as Freeman shot up and overthrown it short. Ricks has the offensive rebound. Jumper is up and good.
Tyrese Watson running the offense. And Gopo hands it off to Colty Young. Drops it off to Gopo, drop the basketball, and into the hands of A.J. Smith. Turnover to start the game for the Warhawks. He quickly gets it up to Ricks with a slam to start things off. A little authority. 8-7, Jalen Bolden, good look. Mekhi Willis, short corner, no good. Rebounded by Smith. And he's looking to push the tempo, gets it quickly to Lindsey. Lindsey hands it off to Ricks. He had the slam to start things off. He can do it outside and inside. He hits his for anything.
Yeah, just it's not going to go in every time.
Ricks for three, no good. Rebounded by Smith. Second chance opportunity for Ricks under the basket, up and in.
That was a pretty neat pass.
Team that will launch a lot of trays. They'll actually give up a lot of long-range twos and step back that extra foot or so and try to pick up the extra point with a three-pointer.
Yeah, I think they've attempted like 787, something crazy. It's a really astronomical number.
That was it.
Is that it?
That is actually it, yes. You're flying right there, Coach Dean. That's second in the conference. They're number one in May with 2. 44-35. A little slow start for both teams in the first minute 20, but James Madison has picked up the pace a bit offensively. Hutchins Everett bumping with McMullen. Ricks finds the open lane, curls the ball through.
Production, and he's a guy they count on, so you'd probably see him try to assert himself at some point here.
Dukes, here's laying it up and in for Reddy Ricks. Lindsey with a big smile.
Hines in the corner. A little bit strong.
If you can shuffle your feet and keep up with your teammate Mark Freeman, that's a good job.
And James Madison. Amenhauser waiting to see if he was going to draw the double team. Didn't get it. Hook shot misses.
That wasn't a good shot. Kick it back to Battle. He's got a three. We'll throw it right back to you.
Brown weaving his way through the defense. Kicks it to Lindsey.
Quick.
Ricks spins. Nice shot with the right hand.
Plays down the stretch.
Not a natural scorer is cool, but he finds a way to impact the game. Hustle, rebounds, everything else, but you're not going to see him light up the scoring sheet.
Cool guarding Hutchins Everett down low. Freeman guarded by Dante Holloman. 10 to shoot. Hutchins Everett kicks. Ricks the third for three, and he hits. James Madison.
Toledo State didn't reach here. A couple of offensive rebounds on that trip for Toledo. Their first rebounds of the game because James Madison hasn't missed a shot, and they still haven't. The finger roll.
7 points a ball game. Guys that really stretch the floor. Stacking on 20 dribbles on the year for him.
And Mark Freeman followed Coach Spradlin from Morehead State. It's the third, working on Adams. 9 for 9. Xavier Brown trying to stick with him, which he does. There's the kick out. Freeman, short. Ricks, though, with a follow.
Yeah, he's able to beat Jalen on wing. That's a play. It's a goaltend, but you like that if you're Coach Spradlin and your big guy coming from the weak side to challenge. Not let anything easy enter the cylinder.
Little basket hasn't gone up on the scoreboard yet. It's 63-62, and I can't even finish that sentence before the score is
taken away by the Dukes. Trying to go up all the way, left-handed try, and the follow-up. Eddie Ricks, 7 to shoot.
And they are in zone there.
There's Ricks from the corner. Big-time bucket for.
Now that was a shot that Drew Gordon ate App State up with the other night. They're typically not a great three-point shooting team, only 28%, but they were 43%, 9 for 21, and upsetting App State last game.
He is a 30% three-point shooter, and Eddie Ricks the third.
That's right there. Give credit to Malachi Brown on that nice pass. Cesar sealed him off for the slam dunk.
Panthers back to within 3. Freeman. Slicing through the lane, they identify the open shooter out of the wing, and another three. This is the
drive by my man Malik Ferguson, and was really patient on that play, Dave.
Malik's got the assignment. Got to keep an eye on number 2. Ricks off the glass with the right hand. Gets in the middle. Cesar Edwards. Edwards shot short. He's having a tough time getting his shot inside the lane.
He is certainly right now.
Ricks. Circus shot.
So ODU's really been having some struggles getting off the quick starts at home. Long rebound and fought for and brought in by Andy Ricks III. Now pushing it ahead is Bryce Lindsey. Lindsey probes, pulls it back out to Mark Freeman. Freeman, one of the players that came over with the new head coach, Preston Spraden, from Morehead State. Ricks with a little fade away, 2 off the window. Well executed from Everett coming around the corner. Gets warded off by Swat Roger. Then miss and a putback. Still doesn't go. Still being fought for on the floor. A couple Monarchs. Ricks with the putback and good. 2 putbacks are risked. Wide open look for Ricks. In and out. Boy, that was a good look too. Smith, though, he's so strong, able to get another offensive board.
Yeah, that's a walk. That's a travel right there, and that was a call.
Now backing it back out is Mark Freeman with Duro Gordon on him. 7 on the clock. He's going to make something happen. Passes it out. Corner look and 3-ball. Ricks buries this one. On the clock, 16-17 after they've wiped up the floor. Mike Jones is not really pleased with his crew. They're way too easy. Ricks throws it down.
The students went on break in early December, and they have returned back as classes start on Tuesday. But in effect, App State has taken the crowd out of this contest. That might help right there with Eddie Ricks. Hits a 3-pointer.
No need for a second chance there. He nailed that.
He is 5 for 16 from beyond the arc. So came in just shooting 27%, but he hits that one to spread out the lead to 8. It was once 18-10. So it matches that margin. Freeman driving up against Dodd, puts on the brakes. The kick out. Rick steps back for the 3 and hits.
Beautifully done. At 7 in this one.
Hey, he is a stat sheet stuffer. Freeman at the free throw line. Turns, can't get it to hot for him. Ricks has it, throws it back out to Freeman. Brown drives, the kick. Ricks from the left corner. Count it.
Incredible stat. Good defense. Knocked away.
Ricks bumped and finishes through the contact.
Man, they're letting him play. There's a lot.
Yeah,
he did.
Well, pressure applied. So the ball put in the hands of Xavier Brown. Brown from Williamsburg, Virginia, went to Jamestown High School. Father, a very successful high school coach in that area as well. Eddie Ricks to the rim.
Wow, what a shot. Had to go far left with that left.
And he used the bicycle lane that time to get that shot off. As he went down the lane, that is. Lindsey thought about a 3, thought better of it early in the shot clock. A lot of switching going on there. There's some open bodies. Duke's just got to find him. Here's Ricks, soft shut. Yes, it's going to run on down. And time with him after that injury.
Boy, that was a good look that time.
That's a missile. Comes out. Ricks picks it up and takes out the trash.
Point of offensive emphasis. Hutchins Everett has had some nice touch around the paint and strokes it from the outside as well.
Yeah, he's got a lot of skill. Getting a little breather right now. So JMU going a little bit smaller in their lineup.
This is on Dodd when Tate's on the floor with him. But without him, you kind of think that he's going to be the sole distributor. So JMU backed off of him. Dodd made him pay. Now Tate back on the floor as he subs out Threadgill. And App State goes zone. James Madison finds an answer.
I'm aware of, and I might be wrong. But, you know, if they continue to get better and better, then and one more guy. I think one more guy needs to step up off the bench.
Bounce pass feed from Tate.
Yeah, should have went up and hammered that thing instead of trying to lay it in.
Brown on the pass back. Williams against 3 Mountaineer defenders, has to bring it out. Under 7 minutes to go. All App State from about the 6-minute mark of the first half forward. Mountaineers have just not really done much wrong. Up and under, nice finish.
Nate Martin puts up the shot, won't go, and Freeman. There's his 2.5 rebounds game. He gets it for the Dukes. It's a back out here, and how about number 3 with it?
For the moment, that's 2 points for Obina. Or Mingo, sorry.
Mingo has 4 in the game. Ricks the third, driving left hand.
Forward, elevates, tapped up, under control.
Giving them too many baskets in transition, so he wants to cut down on that, and he wants to get his teams rebounding up.
Well, that makes sense because he was down by the 6 on rebounds, and the Dukes did get some transition, which is exactly.
Now 3 for 5. That has been what a game has been like for him. Freeman can't get to follow up, and it's tapped up. 3-pointer, that's his second. He's only 3 out of 15. So he's got a couple of trays today from unexpected folks.
I would guess that Brewer is a really good shooter who hasn't shot it well yet.
Yep.
Because he looked really good stepping in and shooting that 3.
And Eddie Ricks will answer. That only loss was to old CAA rival George Mason. That's a little too strong, and Hutchins Everett. Outlet pass goes to Ricks. Get ready, folks. There's the slam. Lovings Watts heads back to the James Madison bench. Freeman. Tapped by Williams to Ricks. Rolls it in. What a heads-up play.
A 6', 160-pound graduate student from Roswell, Georgia. Freeman outside to Eddie Ricks, back to Freeman. Dukes are going to go to the bench as Bryce Lindsey, the 6th man, will come out. And here goes. Games sometimes will help you to dictate that. Quite honestly, I'm not really sure what the good finish. Clean look there for Decorio Smith. A little pressure applied. Here's Taylor. Taylor, right wing. Eddie Ricks wants to launch the 3, and he hits it. Swish up with a block. Eddie Ricks starts the second half on the floor. This is your starting 5 for the ball game. So they go with that same group. Does Coach Preston Spradlin. One-handed shot. Tumbled down. Is Freeman okay? Yeah, he was just a little slow to get up. And at the other end, rejected. Here we go. And there's that. Named after the 4th president of the United States, James Madison. Sad news today, the 39th president, Jimmy Carter, passed away at 100 years of age. What an interesting All-American life he lived.
Yep, he was.
Conference play is already here. Ball is in the air, and we are underway. It's James Madison controlling the tip, and here are the starters for the Dukes. Mark Freeman, Xavier Brown, Eddie Ricks III, Elijah Hutchins Everett, and A.J. Smith will be the starting 5 that Coach Spradlin goes with, and they'll go up and over with the alley-oop.
Hey, man, it's 58% for Southdale.
Brown's got 9.
Defense.
As Ricks.
Second 3-point basket made of the season.
Particularly in the wake of what happened against BC. He started but only played about 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Did not get off to a good start. Did not see the floor again. There's Ricks.
Do a lot of things with the basketball. They're a very versatile basketball team, and they force a lot of turnovers.
Yep, stripped inside. Efton Reed turns it over. Ricks left wide open, knocks it down.
This is not the type of team in James Madison that you want to get behind.
They try it the other way, and that's disrupted by Smith. Controls it with a nice shovel pass behind his back. And the Dukes back on the offensive attack. Freeman to the baseline, kicks it out. Hutchins Everett finds a little space to the left wing. And swish for number 3, Eddie Ricks III. They went to UC Irvine. 25-15. Dukes once trailed 10-3, but after a 10-0 run, has had the lead ever since. Brown penetrates the kick out. Eddie Ricks knocks down another 3. Savage in his second year as the head coach in his second stint at the program. Swiped away by Xavier Brown, gives it up to Ricks. Ricks has to change his trajectory. Is to get 3 knockouts or stops in succession. If they do that, as they build and pack those in, then your chances of winning are much greater. Brown, one of the holdovers from the Byington regime here at JMU. Ricks hits the 3.
Probably the best player on the team. At least that's what we hear from Tony Skinn and his staff. But he only had 3 points against Ferrum. In fact, he was 1 of 8 from long range. Maddox.
Yeah, he comes in with a little bit of a cold streak, 3 of his last 20, but don't expect that to continue. And he is one of the best creators of shots in the country.
Well, you can see JMU having to fight for everything they can get. And that time.
To the shot. Here's a lob for Smith, and Pierre Jr. does enough to alter that pass. Ricks with the steal and the flush. James Madison with an opportunity for their first points of the day. Nice pass down to the low block to Everett Hutchins. Or Hutchins Everett, my goodness. Elijah Hutchins Everett. Meanwhile, Lindsay and Freeman. Hopefully we have a bunch of Triton fans tuning in from the West Coast. We certainly appreciate it. Your team, I can say for myself, has been extremely entertaining to watch, and I will be a follower of the Tritons moving forward, I can assure you. Here's a nice spin move with a right-hand finish. This is first personal to go along with 5 first half points. Ricks works it over to Freeman. Now they're going to look inside. Smith working against Howell. Quick switch. Ricks to the lane. Nice floater. And a guy looking for some space to get a shot off. Does. Misses the 3. As Hutchins Everett had switched out on him. Now, Hutchins Everett has space inside if they can find him with his position on the guy. Ricks will get it on the wing. Nice up and under reverse layup. Good. Early. He came off the bench and it completely changed the complexion of this game. And here's a great entry pass for the 2-hand slam. Mason around a pick. Pass deflected, stolen away by Smith. A.J. Smith, good hands. He'll give it to Xavier Brown as he walks across the timeline. 6:45 and counting here in the second half. Ricks to the bucket, up and under layup, good. Has been very tough tonight as well for UIC as that one's off the mark. Anderson pulls down a tough rebound, gets it out to Williams. Williams picked up at midcourt by Pickett, gives it off to Brown. Heavy ball pressure by Mason now. Double team comes, Brown spins away beautifully. Kicks left side to Ricks. Ricks spins into the paint. One-handed floater. Good. Tough shot. Down to 5 now. Kick out top. Anderson for 3 off the front iron. No. And an offensive rebound by Ricks. And a tomahawk dunk. Coming in the second half. He had 2 in the first. But the majority of his work has been because of the fact that he has been able to play. And that is huge for the Dukes and Coach Spradlin. Freeman looking for help. Finds Smith. Now on the low block to Ricks. Straight up. Easy bucket.
10:30 to go with the Tigers leading by 4. Towson will head to Harrisonburg next year in this home and home. Whip a pass down low to Ricks, who lays it in.
Lindsey will bring it up. Bryce, redshirt freshman, transfer from Texas A&M. In that ball game against Norfolk State, he was 7 for 15 from the floor, 5 of 11 on trays. Here's the kick out. 3-point try by Eddie Ricks is good. Lindsey elevates on the 3. He'll the iron. Ricks will try for a second. No, he's going to drive, and he's going to take it and slam it in with one hand. Spin move. Freeman sends it back out. And Red Thompson with the floorboard. Eddie Ricks for 3. Of course, Jeff Bowles in his 5th year at Ohio, or year number 6, and 9th year overall. And he is an alum of Ohio, played for the Bobcats, finished up in 1995. Here's Ricks, Eddie Ricks, one of those that have come to James Madison from Morehead State, and he gets the favorable fall. And anytime you can average in double figures
over the course of an entire career.
Exactly.
Right.
That means you've played a lot, generally speaking. And that is a 3, and timeout is.
Obviously, then if it balloons up another 6 or 8.
Backdoor cut, and there's the first dunk of the season.